my channel. JessicaFitBeauty here. Actually, today it's Beetlejuice, and I'm going to be doing this quick and easy tutorial for you guys. So if you want to see how I achieved this iconic Halloween character by Tim Burton, go ahead and watch. Alright guys, so to start this look off, I'm going to use some eyelash glue. With my fingertip, I am applying it to certain spots on my forehead on either side, my chin, and also my neck. Now the reason why I'm using my finger instead of a brush is because one, I didn't want to mess up the brush. Two, I also found that using my finger to apply the eyelash glue, which by the way is basically the same thing as liquid latex, created more texture by using my finger. Next, I'm going to take some cotton and I'm going to spread out little thin pieces across my forehead. Why I'm doing this is to create texture to look like Beetlejuice. Remember the moss that he had around his forehead? That is what I want. So I'm just adding this over top of the wet eyelash glue and just applying it. I also do this on my neck as well. Again, applying the eyelash glue as well as the cotton. And then I'm going to go back over around some more edges of my hairline with the eyelash glue and then over top of the cotton. And then I'm going to let it set. And once it has dried, we will move on. I do want you guys to know here to be careful with your hairline, as you do not want that glue to get in. Trust me, I'm telling you from my own experience. Next, I'm going to use the Airspun translucent setting powder to set those areas that I created with the eyelash glue and the cotton, and this just sets it so before I apply my white face cream, this sets it. Then go ahead and wipe it off. And next I'm going to take the Snazaroo face paint. You can find this face paint at Michael's, Joann's, most craft stores, online on Amazon. It's pretty awesome stuff. I really like the way it applies. I use the Beauty Blender to apply it because I wanted to create, again, more texture. Since Beetlejuice is a dead guy, the more texture that you have, the more realistic it looks. You want this to be a three-dimensional look rather than just a flat-looking kind of fake look. You want to give it more of a real costume look, which is super cool. I even took the white paint down onto my chest. Then taking the BH Cosmetics palette, I use those two purples, and you can use any two purples that you have. It's kind of nice to use a darker purple and a lighter purple. These were metallics, but I really think a matte shadow would probably work even better. I just applied this all around my eye. I did find that there wasn't enough dimension with just the two purples, so I went ahead and took the navy blue that was in that palette and even the black and applied it around closer into my eyes, on the eyelid and underneath my eye. Then I took the Morphe 350 palette and using that kind of taupey grayish color, I wanted to contour, because Beetlejuice was a dead guy, like he had to have dimension in his face. So I even contoured around my neck and collarbone. Then going back in with the Snazaroo green paint and a Beauty Blender brush, I went over the spots where I was creating that moss effect. And then I took a kind of olive greeny eyeshadow and applied that over top of the area as well, because you want to create more dimension. So just flat plain green looks very fake and fake costumey, not good, but the more dimension you create, the better. I even went in with a darker brown color and went over top of that moss area as well, and even down into my nose and underneath my nostrils and on top of my lips. Going back in with the duo eyelash glue and moss, because well, I live here in the Pacific Northwest and we have moss all over our trees. I actually took it off the day before, let it dry out, and then here you can see I'm applying it on to the areas where I was creating that moss effect, just again for another three-dimensional look. And then again I went back in with some more of the brown and kind of mossy green color and just applied that over where I even already had the moss, just to create more of that dead yucky effect. Then I'm going to go ahead and tease the heck out of my hair. Okay, we can call it backcomb, teasing, rat-tailing, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and call it that, but just do a lot of it, especially if you have long hair like mine and it's already blonde. That's perfect. Go ahead and just backcomb the heck out of it, and then even take a dance break there. So I went ahead and just made sure I did this all over my head and even down at the ends. Gonna warn you though, this is a mess. Make sure you use a lot of conditioner the next day to get it out, because it is nasty. I took some MAC pigment eyeshadow in green and then took the bed-headed hardhead hairspray and applied that all over my hair. And last but not least, I took some black eyeshadow and applied it on my teeth to give me that nasty teeth look. You can also buy some of this at the Halloween store as well. Anyway, that is it. That is it for the Beetlejuice look. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any suggestions, please leave it down in the comment box. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.